Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. Introducing your host from New York, here is Sam Roberts.
We're backstage at Caroline's on Broadway with Daniel Bryan. Once again, Daniel, what's the haps?
Not much. What?
What's the haps?
Yeah. What are you talking about? I saw it.
You did. Yeah. I'm glad a lot of people saw it because in the moment I was like, if nobody sees this, I'm just like shitting my pants for no reason. But Daniel Bryan, first of all, I feel like a lot's been exposed about you recently in the reality show.
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of a generally private person.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about like a lot of your like you come across as jovial on like Talking Smack and stuff?
Yeah.
But we saw you get snippy, downright snippy and cranky.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On
mean,
Total Bellas.
Well, see, and this is the thing. So for most of my life, I'm very upbeat person.
Yeah.
Right.
You've always been pleasant to me.
Yes, but when the cameras are around you all the time, and then that particularly was a very difficult time in my life.
Right.
And like, there's just there all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So they're waiting.
Yeah, and they're waiting.
They're waiting.
They're waiting for you to explode.
You said that the non-wrestling part of wrestling was the part that you don't like.
Yes.
And so the transition was going to be difficult. You've made the transition, and like
But
but I'm sure that a lot of people have told you how good Talking Smack is.
Yeah.
Like, do you enjoy Talking Smack?
Sometimes.
Sometimes not.
Yeah. I mean, like, sometimes I just like say things,
Right.
and then sometimes in my earpiece it's like, "Why are you saying this?" And then it's like, "Oh."
Isn't that what there needs to be more of that in wrestling? I feel like
Yeah.
that's why the show has such a good reception, because you're the only guy left that's like, whatever, guys.
Well, the reason why is because, like, okay, the reason why guys could do that before, like, say, in the Attitude area.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, fire me, I'll go to WCW. Or
Right.
in the territory area, yeah, fire me, I'll go to a million different places.
Right.
Right? Now, fire me. Where are you going to go?
Actually, don't.
Yeah,
Definitely don't fire
please,
me.
Please don't fire me.
I don't know how to
Like,
do anything
yeah,
else. This is what I do.
And literally, I've been doing this since I was 18. I don't know how to do anything else. But yeah. But now I'm like the pool boy. Bree's like the income generator.
Right.
And I'm the pool boy. So
Right.
she's got her reality shows. She's an executive producer on Total Bellas.
Really?
Yeah, her and Nicole, and so they've got
You didn't get that credit.
No.
No.
They're on Total Bellas, Total Divas. They're ambassadors for WWE. They've got this undergarment line, Birdie B, coming out. They're doing like a wine. They've got all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah. They're like, what are you doing? I'm a fictional GM, and I host Talking Smack.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then if WWE's like, maybe we'll make him an ambassador, and then they turn out Talking Smack, we're not going to
We're
make him an
not
ambassador.
making him an ambassador.
No.
Every time we put him on interviews, he says something we don't want him to say.
Right.
So,
Right. But I also find that like what's good about it is that you seem to challenge people in characters. You know what I mean? Like people will come on in their character, and you'll be like, explain to me. You won't say without breaking character, but in this character, why do you think you're better than everybody else? Why?
Right.
And these aren't questions that you say because if you don't know how to speak as the person you're portraying, you can look really bad.
Yes. So my thing with Talking Smack is I want our talent to look really good.
Right.
So for example, I was Baron Corbin was on the show not last week but the week before. He was awesome.
It's my favorite segment since the Miz thing.
Yeah, did great. And the key is to not. The show is not about Renee and I, right? Like we're just hosts, but we're there to try to bring stuff out of people to help them. Somebody like Heath Slater and Rhino were on this week. They didn't even need us there, right? Like they didn't need Renee and I there. They could have just talked, and they were so entertaining, right? But part of our job, and this is something I'm really still trying to learn, is bringing stuff out of it, but then leaving it on these guys, right? Like leaving it on Baron Corbin. Like don't try to one up him, right?
Right.
Like he says something. And then challenge him a little bit, but then, he has a really good point, and let's just leave it like that,
right?
So like,
so when somebody comes on and like kind of lets you one up them without you even trying, are you in your head going like, what are you doing? Like
I don't feel like I've really one upped anybody. Maybe in the first couple ones I might have because I wasn't like when Eva Marie was on. I was
Right,
just
that's
very new,
Right.
right? And I was just like, oh, okay, yada yada. But other than that, Renee and I actively try to make it about the people. Sometimes we don't do a very good job, but for the most part, we try our best. So
How do you feel about Brie? She told, when she was on the show, Brie said that after you guys have your kid, she's going to go back to wrestling.
yeah, she wants to have at least one more match after she has the baby.
Is that exciting to you, or are you like, if I can't wrestle, you can't wrestle? That's
No,
not, that's not fair.
And that's never been how it was. Like it was never like I'm retired, Brie, you can't wrestle anymore. It was I have to retire, and so now she's like, well, now I want to retire so we can start this baby making process. And but no, she doesn't want to come back full time, but she wants that comeback story. She wants to prove, like, her and Nicole are all about women's empowerment, right? And this idea that, okay, I want to have a baby, and then I want to come back to wrestling, and not just wrestling like, oh, I'm going to do an independent show or something like that. I want to come back at the highest level, right? I want to come back to the WWE and that sort of thing. And so she really has that as a goal in mind.
Yeah. Do you, after getting all the positive response on everything you've been doing, do you see yourself more as a host? Are you more comfortable being like, oh, maybe I could host? Or are you still like, let me ride this contract out and then I'm going back?
Well, it's weird. The baby changes everything.
Right.
Right. And so like, for example, there are times that I really enjoy talking smack, and there are times that, like, you're traveling all that way to not wrestle. Like when I said, like if it was in Phoenix, right? If it was in Phoenix and I could go be the GM and I could go host Talking Smack, be like, yeah, this is the greatest job in the world. But then, like, especially once we have the baby, I think that's the hard part is like, man,
I'm traveling all the way for 20 minutes to do the show.
And do I really want to leave the baby?
Right.
Right. Like Brie and I's relationship, it's hard leaving Brie. But that's been our relationship. Our entire relationship is like, okay, we met each other in WWE, and like sometimes we've been on different schedules, sometimes we've been on the same loops, all that kind of stuff. But like, it's hard enough leaving Josie, man.
Yeah.
And then like leaving this baby, and then like there are a lot of times on SmackDown. I don't want to be on SmackDown very much. I only want to be on it when it's absolutely necessary for me as the GM to be out there because I want the focus to be on the talent.
Yeah.
But then so that means for like this last SmackDown, I was in one small segment on SmackDown and then I did Talking Smack. And then, but you leave on Monday morning, and then you don't come back till Wednesday. Do I really want to miss my baby for 2 whole days?
How funny would it be if, like, you realized after you had the baby, you're not nearly as good a guy as you thought you were, and you're like, oh, this is actually really easy to leave this baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know what? If I leave this baby, I get to sleep. Brie, I'm really sorry, but they're forcing me to go do this thing. I just have to go.
Daniel, you're volunteering to do the Raw after show. You want to do the Raw after show?
First of all, I did not volunteer to do the Raw after show. They just made me do it, but that means I have to fly out Sunday now. And then
I guess I'm gonna do the pay-per-view one too. So.
And you know what? They've just started. They need me on live events. Like they have to have a GM on live events. And I mean, really, I'm only gonna be home 2.5 days a week. But
it's gonna be. I'm making count though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make them count.
Yeah. But I think they also know that for as much as I like to poke fun at Raw, like. I'm very positive about WWE as a company.
Yes.
Because, for example, like right now, Brie and I are both taking Spanish lessons, which WWE provides for us. Like we have a Spanish tutor that comes to our house, and like they provide college education. They provide funds for people who want to go to college, which I'm in the process of trying to do all that. So,
wow.
Yeah. So there's all these things that I am when I see something that I don't like, I say it. But overall, it's a wonderful company to work with, and so that's.
And I'll tell you this as I let you go, the animal style that you were demonstrating on Total Bellas, it works. I started doing it next to my dog, and the dog went nuts.
Yeah,
like the dog went nuts.
I can tell you this: I was wrestling backstage with Jack Swagger, and I was using my animal style, and although I did not take him down, I was able to get him in leg lock position, although I did not tap him out by any means. It ended in a stalemate because he was also getting taped up for a match. But that said, my animal style has worked very well with my grappling. So yeah.
So there it is. Well, thank you very much, Daniel Bryan, and good luck with whatever's coming next. And the kid, that's I guess that's what's coming
good
next,
luck
right?
with this thing called the baby.
Whatever.
Brie was really concerned about that when she right before we announced she was pregnant, right before she announced she was pregnant, Bree and Nicole did an interview with Sam.
2 days before.
Yeah, 2 days before, and Bree was very conscious about everybody just thinking that she'd gained weight because nobody knew she was pregnant, and it's at that time where you're just starting to show a little bit, but everything looks bulky and baggy. And I was
Plus,
like,
Sam's reputation. Hey, would you get fat over there? What's that, huh?
What, have you been eating a bunch of Twinkies? Pizza? Yeah, so, yeah.
Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, it's Sam Roberts. I hope you enjoyed that wrestling interview from Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. You can go to notsam.com to subscribe to that podcast. But I upload videos like that on this YouTube channel all the time. So if you don't already subscribe, subscribe now. It's on the side of the page. I made it real easy. Click the button. Subscribe to the page. Subscribe to the page.